Hello and welcome to NewsMobile. Today at 3:30 a.m. in the morning, Indian Air Force conducted airstrikes at 3 terror camps in Pakistan. Indian Air Force's Mirage 2000 took off from air bases in Adampur and Gwalior and targeted terror camps which are deep within Pakistani territory. In fact, in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, which is also a big stronghold of Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan. More than 300 terrorists were eliminated in these strikes, and India described these strikes as preemptive non-military strikes. This is what the Prime Minister said after these attacks.
सौगंध मुझे है मिट्टी की, मैं देश नहीं मिटने दूंगा, मैं देश नहीं रुकने दूंगा, मैं देश नहीं झुकने दूंगा। मेरा वचन है भारत मां को, मेरा वचन है भारत मां को, तेरा शीश झुकने नहीं दूंगा। जाग रहा है देश मेरा, हर भारतवासी जीतेगा। सौगंध मुझे इस मिट्टी की, मैं देश नहीं मिटने दूंगा।
Earlier in the morning, Foreign Secretary Vijay Gokhale had a press conference where he described these attacks as preemptive and non-military. That was done deliberately because India wanted to ensure and signal to the world that it only acted in self-defense, which is also acceptable under international law.
Credible intelligence was received that the Jaish-e-Mohammed was attempting other suicide terror attacks in various parts of the country, and the Fidaiyin jihadis were being trained for this purpose. In the face of imminent danger, a preemptive strike became absolutely necessary.
Clearly, Pakistan is rattled by this attack, and as was expected, Pakistan's Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has threatened India. Certainly, India will have to brace itself for a Pakistani counteraction, but for now, India certainly has an upper hand. This is what the Pakistani Foreign Minister said.
इसको मैं लाइन ऑफ कंट्रोल की वायलेशन तस्वर करता हूं और पाकिस्तान एक मुनासिब जवाब का हक और राइट टू सेल्फ डिफेंस रखता है.
The operation of these airstrikes were kept a closely guarded secret. Only a handful in the government were aware that India will actually mount these airstrikes. A day after Pulwama happened, at a high-level meeting chaired by the Prime Minister, the IAF actually got a go-ahead for these strikes. Post that, human surveillance was mounted around these terror camps. Also, technical intelligence was gathered through Indian Air Force, Army assets, and also that of Research and Analysis Wing and that of NTRO. All the inputs were then collated in a central coordination control room that was set up in an undisclosed location in Delhi. In fact, at the time of these airstrikes were closely monitored by the air chief at the IAF's control room. All the inputs were then fed in. Also, they got in 2 aircraft to actually dodge the Pakistani air defenses. The whole idea was that the operation should take less than 25 minutes so that the Pakistani air defenses do not get time to react. 2 Air Force squadrons were tasked this, and the aircraft flew from the IAF bases in Adampur and also from Gwalior. And 1,000-pounders bombs were used to actually cause maximum damage, and over 300 terrorists were eliminated in this operation, which happened in the wee hours of this morning. The big takeaway from India's strike against Pakistan is that India has become a strategic responder. It has chosen to give Pakistan a response at a time and date of its own choosing. The second thing is the attack well within the Pakistani territory, and that too in Balakot, clearly conveys that this is a new India that Pakistan is dealing with, and that it cannot get away with terror. The third thing is the Ministry of External Affairs taking the key role in this also conveys to the world that this was not a military operation but a response to a terror attack and is also acceptable within international law. The fourth big takeaway post these attacks is that India has given a clear message that it will not hesitate to cross the line. In the last 4 decades, this is the first time that India has actually gone inside Pakistan, deep within the Pakistani territory, the home turf of Imran Khan, and has conveyed to Pakistan that it will continue to harbor terrorism. This is how India will respond, and this is just the beginning. Overall, the big message from a new India is that if you continue to foment terrorism, India will mount options. This was just one of the options that India had, and it will continue to mount diplomatic pressure on Pakistan and will continue to isolate Pakistan, and military and covert responses against Pakistan will continue. Do follow NewsMobile for all the stories related to India Strikes Back and stories that impact you.